Welcome everyone to the first ever Roller Coaster Super Bowl. This is a series I will do every Super Bowl Sunday where I will look at what park is closest to whichever cities are playing and select one coaster of the same model from each park. Then I will stack them up against each other and see which one comes out on top. For this year, representing Kansas City, we have Patriot at Worlds of Fun. And representing the San Fransisco 49ers, we have Flight Deck at California's Great America. It's a battle of the B&M inverts. Now, here are the rules. There are 7 categories, with each category giving the winner 6 points. The categories are height, speed, length, pacing, layout, location, and rating. The rating will be found on Yelp. The layout category will be determined by me showing a POV video of each coaster slowed down so everyone can see the elements, and for each element the coaster gets a point. But if the coaster has an element that's unique or not seen on that many other coasters of the same model, then it gets 2 points. I'll also give my personal opinion on the layout and how fast I think it rides or how I think it rides overall, and that will also play a role in how many points it gets. The coaster with the most points at the end gets the category and the additional 6 points. This could be enough to put a coaster that was formerly behind in the lead. Let's start with the height category. Patriot stands at 149 feet tall, so it's one of the taller inverts out there. Flight Deck is only 102 feet, so 47 feet shorter, but that does make a difference as Patriot clinches this category and the first 6 points. Don't worry though, everyone who has California's Great America as a home park, there's still time for Flight Deck to catch up and maybe even pass it. Next up is the speed category. Patriot goes 60 miles per hour. Flight Deck only goes 50 miles per hour. Once again, Patriot wins this category and extends its lead to 12-0. Let's talk length. Patriot is 3,081 feet, Flight Deck only 2,260 feet, which of course means Patriot gets these 6 points. Now, on to pacing. Pacing is another category that Patriot dominates with 26.8 meters per second as opposed to 22.3 meters per second for Flight Deck. Now, let's get to the POV and layout. We'll start with what is so far the leading champion, Patriot. Patriot will start by taking you up its lift, which as I've said is 149 feet, so definitely nothing to sneeze at, but nothing to write home about either. And once you go up to the top, rather than do a pre-drop, you're just gonna drop since it's one of the newer B&M inverts opening in 2007. Then you go into a vertical loop, so that's 1 point for Patriot. And then you're gonna turn and go into a 0G roll, so that's another point for Patriot. And next we have an Immelman that's unique, so that's 2 points for Patriot. So far Patriot has 4 points. Next it's gonna go into a helix, but notice how it's all flat ground, so that's gonna take away some points from it. And an airtime hill. So pretty basic layout so far. and another 0 0. So that's gonna be 5 points. We're Patriot. We're going to an airtime hill, and we hit the brakes. So that was Patriot. Not exactly the most interesting layout, but still a fun ride, although far from my favorite. Next up we have the competitor, Flight Deck, which, while not as long, definitely punches more, in my opinion. So let's see how it stacks up. Flight Deck is one of the first B&M inverts. It opened in 1993 as Top Gun, so a year after Batman the Ride. And it starts with a 102-foot climb. That's about 2 feet taller than Batman the Ride. And now you're going to go into your drop. But first a little bit of a pre-drop. Then after the drop, you're going to hit the vertical loop. So that's 1 point. And now you're going to go into a helix. And this helix is going to lead you into another drop, which is going to lead you into your first 0 0. So that's another point. So our Flight Deck has 2 points. I'm going to turn, and you're going to drop over a lake, which is an improvement from Patriot. Hit 0 0 number 3, so that's a 3rd point. And your finale is a helix around the lake. I like that. Very, very scenic. And then you hit the brakes. So while it's not as long as Patriot, it's very whippy, and I feel like it does a lot more with its ride time because Patriot more just wanders around. So I'm giving it 5 additional points, which means Flight Deck has won this category. Congratulations, Flight Deck. You've earned your first 6 points. Let's see if you can keep up this momentum against Patriot and maybe even overcome it and become the winner. But first, in order to do that, we're going to have to look at your landscaping and your ratings. So let's see who comes out on top. Remember how I said that Patriot's flat land would take away from it? Yeah, this is what I meant. Its location is just empty, flat land, unlike Flight Deck, which uses the terrain mostly to its advantage, and goes over a lake, which is much prettier than just going over flat land. So I'm giving these 6 points to Flight Deck, bringing the score to 24-12. Now, let's see what their ratings are. This may tip the score in one ride's favor. So, I checked Google Maps for the ratings of each of these coasters. Patriot has 4.7 stars out of 5. Pretty good, but not as great as Flight Deck that has a full 5 out of 5 stars. Which means it wins this category and an additional 6 points, bringing its total up to 18 points, which is good, but unfortunately it couldn't stack up to the 24 points Patriot got. Flight Deck put up a valiant effort, but unfortunately it did not win enough categories, which means the winner of this year's Roller Coaster Super Bowl is Patriot at Worlds of Fun. Congratulations, Patriot. You've shown that you are a really good B&M invert, and I cannot wait to get on you when I go there eventually. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for my next video soon, and let me know if you liked this one so that I'll know whether or not I should make another one. I probably will, but I want to hear what you think. And remember, coasters are for everybody, so enjoy them even if you're scared, because you might discover that you really, really love them. Thank you, and I'll see you next time with a new video.